been here before, but yes, this time especially for CoVersity, Krishiv. Go ahead.
Okay, hi, I'm Krishiv. I'm 14, and I'm really passionate about art and design. So right now I'm going to share my journey. So okay, so I started
Krishiv,
homeschooling
can you
or
check your sound? Means there's some issue with the voice. It
yeah,
is
okay.
muffled kind of.
Mm, okay, now is it better?
You need to speak more.
Is it better now?
Probably you go a little.
Not sure.
Okay.
For everybody, is it fine?
Maybe
Kind of feeble.
I could broadly follow you, so I guess it's all right. Meaning, yes, it was a little having a slight temperature, but it's okay. It was a slightly feverish voice, but that's okay, I guess.
where the focus light is. So, you're taking it well.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's your broadband connection. So maybe we will also stop our videos, all of us. So the focus, because it's your video is also a slightly grainy video. It's not a very clear video. So it could be your Wi-Fi. So all of us can switch off our videos so that I don't know if that helps. We can try it out. Go ahead, Krishiv.
Okay, I should switch off my video too.
No. Yeah, I think you leave your video on. Yeah, we would like to. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hope my thing is better. Okay. So I started homeschooling slash open learning when I was 5. It wasn't really my decision because I was so young. I was just taken out of school. And would you like to share a
Yeah, he was taken out of school. That was our decision as family. Yeah, because I was in the system, and probably that made us come out or take a gap year kind of thing. And yeah, things was taken ahead from there. But yes, it was my decision because he was quite young at that time. He did not decide. I was seeing that competition, what competition is bringing in the child, and even I was one of the person who was being affected by that system. So yeah, nothing against system, but yeah, it was us who was taking the things that way probably. Yeah, so that's how he was out of uh, for a year, and then the journey went ahead. Yes.
Okay, so since then, my life has always revolved. My syllabus and curriculum have always been my interests and stuff like that. So when I was really young, I used to go to the garden with Mama, and she used to read to me, and we used to like just play there. I used to do a lot of puzzles, and then over the years, I have always had like interests which I'm like really into them, and then after a few days, months, or years, I just tucked them out of the end and moved to the next one. So some of them have been puzzles, Legos, swimming, tabla, making circuits, and yeah, solving the Rubik's Cube. But 3 of them have been consistent all my life till date. Um, One of them is reading. We have a lot of books and a lot of comics, and I love reading. The other one is making up stories in my mind. I still do that, and I love doing that. It's my escape from reality. And the third is art, which like I've been doing since I've been loving since I can remember. Um, huh. So like you can just ask my bed sheets, walls, textbooks, notebooks, and stuff like that. And yes, I used to draw a lot of faces, and mostly faces this way with pens and stuff. But by far my longest and biggest interest slash passion has been origami. I did that for 3 or 4 years, and I used to be really into it. I was convinced that I'll become an origamist when I grow up, and I was like totally into it. Then one fine day, it was my aunt's birthday, and my mom suggested that I should illustrate a book she wrote as a birthday gift. And since then, I just sucked it out of the window and moved on to drawing. And now I'm convinced that I'll become an artist. So we'll see how it goes. Um, so after that, I was doing art like drawing and making comics and stuff like that. And then I in the lockdown I joined Aarohi, the online Aarohi thing, and they like this thing called If It's to Be was made, where people or mainly teens who were passionate about what they did shared their journeys about that. So I presented once in that. And then I joined the design cohort, which is part of the CoVersity. Um, so my journey in the design cohort has been a huge thing. And so we did a lot of things. We started by doing like small projects and stuff like that. We also did competitions and we used to decide what to do together. So it was me and Shreya at that time, and Shreya is another person in the cohorts. And we used to decide what to do together, and yeah, we used to do stuff together. We also built portfolios, and then we started applying for internships, and I got an internship in this company called Swacards as a graphic designer, and so that went on for 2 3 months, and that was a chunk of time when I did graphic design. Then the next chunk was illustration. I had gone to this thing in Bhopal, Iktara Riya's illustrators meetup, and so after that, there was this chunk of time when I just did illustrations. I illustrated. Um,
Mm, mm,
my voice is good.
okay.
Okay, so I illustrated a poster about Gujarati folk poems for the NGO that Mama is working for. They work in
Community
yeah,
literacy
community
work.
literacy, and so I did that. Now for the past couple of weeks I've been so there is this person who lives nearby. He's an architect and he has taught in a lot of universities in the US, and now he's here. He's I think 70 or something, and so I am going to him to learn architecture, and I've also started doing animation for the past couple of days. So I'm imagining this chunk of time of 2 3 months will be animation, and so yeah. Um, we also had in the core city. I forgot to mention this. We also had this um in-person meetup um at Aarohi at the campus, and for 6 days. No, yeah, for a week, and yeah, we did stuff together like um we each went into each other's cohorts and did stuff like that. We did projects and we went to a nearby school to do a learning carnival kind of thing. And we are also going to do 3 boot camps in March and April. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you can say how blasting this
Yeah. When we met at campus, we literally had like zero time. It was just we were doing all of the things together and it was amazing. And I hope these boot camps are also the same.
Mhm. Yeah. That's it.
Bubble, you want to add whatever
Yes,
you
I
want
want
to add?
I was just waiting for him to finish. Yeah. Yeah, so journey, what he has described, like, I think am I audible?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay, okay. See,
Yes.
I am speaking louder than you. Yeah, so what he mentioned about different if I start from journey from very initial stage when we just came out of the system and we just did not know what to do. Like one thing was that for sure that we do not want to follow syllabus for this 1 year. Okay, that was a 1 year gap. And then how we got from one interest to the other interest. So right now what he describes that as hell, there were these many interests, like what is the 10, 11 interests he described. When he chugged each interest, as parent it was not easy to move on. It's like, as listening to stories, third person, it looks wow, wow, wow. As parent, it was not very easy when your child is, and you are also so much invested, your child is invested, you are investing your time, energy, everything. And then one fine day, your child is telling, okay, I don't want to do this. Now move on. Yeah. So that things were not really very easy. But when I look back today, uh, I see that those um, the the days which the passion, full of passion, I would say, the days which were full of passion, like I have seen when he did this Rubik cube. How many Rubik cube he will break, he will put to make it faster, he will put those greasing inside and all. When he was into Legos and those circuit making, he would till 12 o'clock he would do the same thing at night, midnight. Okay, he would never. I know that how I have also been with him in that journey. So yeah, those were really fantastic days. And right now as well, these days have been very fantastic when seeing your child doing something with 100% full in that thing. The child is in that thing. So that has been very great journey in that case. But when it is left, you know, it was really painful to me also to come out of that zone. And but today, when I look back, I see that all those small or big span of those passionate days or months or years have made us have made this day when he has gotten into one more thing, which he's telling that I want to go into designing. I want to go in deep into designing, where you know I would say that as family we are little, mm, we are so much into it. We are with him and we are detached also, that okay, I am saying, even if somebody asks that okay what he is into, I say that okay, he is into art right now. So that the thing, I feel it it brings courage. It brings, I would say, a fearless mind, that okay, right now he is there. And all those days, months or years have uh, made us learn how to learn. So when he is speaking today, this designing thing, we almost know that okay, how to go about it, or probably we feel it right. I don't know if it is right, wrong, but we feel it right, that okay, there was some chunk. Now we can think, okay, see, we can have our structure well. I would say that, okay, that was a chunk for some graphic designing. Now there is a chunk for some illustrations. Now there is a chunk for animation, and that's how we will go about asking people for help. That is one of the thing which I have got knack on, I would say, as parent, that okay, I keep asking people, okay, will you help? And I would say, whatever door I knock, I always feel like, you know, arms open, that okay, we are really happy to help you, kind. And wherever I go, here right now we are living in a very small village of south of Gujarat, in south of Gujarat, and here also we find people will teach him different things. Yeah. So that has been super amazing. And with that, support of community, which I would say without that, um, we wouldn't have been here. Especially when he started taking part in cohort, the amount of confidence what I am seeing today in him, you know, not because he's my child, but to a 14-year-old child having this confidence because he has been doing different things. And earlier when we were talking about okay, going to college or no college, and he was like, if at all I want to go to college, I will go for just exploring one more thing. Otherwise, I am not worried about what I will do in life. So I think that has that is a something which he has got from being part of this cohort, where he's thinking that okay, I am in charge, I would say. I am in charge of my own learning journey. I'm in charge of whatever I do in life in further. Okay. So that is something which whatever months he has spent in this cohort, I would say that a lot of things I as an individual I wouldn't have been able to inculcate it in our journey, which I would say that this cohort has done with us. Yeah. Yeah. So I think we're done. We are ready to be short, I would say, with questions.
Thanks. Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
Super listening to you.
Yeah.
And before I open to questions, so my goosebump moment is when you talk about that every door you knock, you always get. So I just want to
Yeah.
share this with the group that um, this is so both amazing and familiar. I to officially say I'm a professional beggar, and the best part is that exactly I have knocked doors, lots of doors for lots of children, and lots of learners, including myself. And the result has always been 100%. Meaning, not even one person has said, no, I will not guide a child who wants to learn this in any field whatsoever, whether it's sports or music or whatever, animation or any field whatsoever. So yeah, that's my goosebump moment. So thanks, Pawan, for double underlining it. Yeah, we think that learning lies only in institution, but to me, learning lies in people, and that's where we connect and take. So nice. Right. So I think people are wanting to ask questions on it. Go ahead, please ask questions. I think Pranav raised hands. Akansha has raised.
Yeah, can I ask a question? As a father of 10-year-old, it was soon my daughter will be somewhere in that age group.
Yeah.
So Krishu, I have a very question. As in, as I understand that we are into open learning space, but what specific shift or change that you made in your day or your schedule or your approach, uh, uh, shifting from say early days of open learning to when you say specifically to CoVersity aspect of it? So what is a specific shift or in terms of things that you are doing or the approach or anything that way?
Okay. So I don't like exactly know what I shifted because like it happens over time gradually. So I can't just say, okay, this changed after this one time. But like I can say now in whatever I do, I've started to like do more like deliberate practice, and I've started like doing stuff that maybe like something like I I would say yeah, I learned to practice better, and so which I didn't used to do before this. Um, yeah, so that's one thing. Deliberate practice has definitely helped me like improve faster in whatever I want to do. Yeah. That's one of the things. I'm sure a lot of things have changed over time, but that's one of the things that comes to mind first.
Yeah, I would, as parent, I would say, one more thing that, attitude towards his work has changed. I think he's more, earlier also, that's what earlier also I told that, whatever he does the same, because he has got that thing that if he has taken one thing in hand, he can do the entire day. But the attitude towards working, that's what I think he is also telling the same thing, that deliberate practice, and how to get into that, then reflecting and going back again, those cycle is more effective, I believe, once he is part of this cohort.
Great. Yeah. Thanks. I think Akanksha had a question. Where is Akanksha?
Am I audible?
Yes, Akansha.
Okay. So I have this question for Krishiv. So how did you found the interest of designing, and you were like totally sticking to it? Like, how did you find that?
So, as I said, I had illustrated a book for my aunt as a birthday gift, and since then I don't know, I just started drawing more, and it's not like I'm sticking to it. I did origami more than I've done art, so I don't know
Okay.
if I did stick to it, but I am sticking to it right now. So.
Awesome.
I like that right now at the end. Yes. Life can throw a lot of different interesting twists and turns. Yeah. Super. More questions to the green team. It's coincidentally both of you are wearing green.
Yes, coincidentally.
Hi, Krishiv, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. So I understand that you are a part of the design cohort. How many people are there in this cohort?
Right now, only 2 people, including me, but a lot of people are working very hard to make that grow.
Spread the word.
Right. So what typically happens here? So I mean, I have no idea about design. I'm a old-fashioned old guy. So if you could tell me what happens in this cohort. So you present your ideas and the other person presents the ideas. How does it work? I mean, how does a cohort, we know how the classrooms work. I'm sure that's not how you people function. No?
Yeah, okay. So it's not, I mean, it's not decided like what we will do when. So yeah, we try to make a schedule the next 6 months, maybe do this and stuff. But yeah, so like for example, some time ago we were doing like we planned to do competitions that month, and so we just like two competitions I will decide, two competitions, three I will decide, and then we will participate in those competitions. So one of them was a UI design competition for a website. So how we operated in that one was there were a few pages that we had to design. So we designed one page together on Zoom. We screen some one of us shared the screen, and basically we just brainstormed ideas and like what color scheme we should use and stuff like that. So one we did together, and after we knew the overall design and the overall color scheme and the overall style of the thing, we did the other pages on our own. So that's how we kind of worked together. One of them was a research. Another thing we did was a research project on supermarkets, like how uh, their layout is designed. And so, so in that one, we just did research, we shared it with each other. And at the end of the week, we made a document together, combining all of our research and thoughts and views. So these are some ways we work. Depending on what we are working on, we use different methods.
Oh, fantastic. So this supermarket project, so when you say you designed, if you can go into a little more details, unless there are some other questions that people want to ask. So what happens in that? I mean, you design the colors, the layout, how things will be stocked, and
So no, we didn't design a supermarket. We went to our local supermarkets and we went there. We saw things that children would like are lower and things that adults would like are higher. And we tried to observe stuff like that. We noted them down, and then basically the idea was to by the end of the week compile our research and ideas and opinions into one document, and then write stuff down that would probably help someone if they're making a supermarket.
wow, that's exciting. Thank you.
So like, sometimes it's also like difficult to work together. Like we were doing this competition on character design, and so basically we were supposed to design a character, and um, firstly I don't know how we would draw one character together, and maybe there's a way, but we are not much into drawing and stuff. So what we did at that time was we just came up with the color scheme, what the character would look like, what the character would be, the character story and stuff like that. We worked on that together, and then I just worked on drawing the character on my own. So most of the work was done together.
Great. How old are you, Krishiv?
I'm 14.
Wow. Good. Great. Good luck.
More questions, and you can also, if you want to ask a question specific to CoVersity, not necessarily to Krishiv and Bawal, you are most welcome to do that. If you have a question for them, that's also absolutely fine. We are here for some more time.
I have a query. Is it okay if I ask?
Sure.
Yeah, so I want to know from both of them, as in when they moved from a school system to an open learning setup that they created for themselves, how did they go about structuring their day? So for example, if a child goes to school, there's already sort of a structure to the day. The child gets up, gets ready for the school, and the child is off to school, and then child comes back. There's something to look forward to in terms of going and playing with the friends. There's some homework maybe, and then you look forward to the weekend. So it sort of kind of helps you organize your day around the school. And how did they deal with having no structure in place for them and how did they go about creating a structure so that there's sort of there's sanity there. There is they're organized around it. Or were they okay not being organized? That's also something that I'd like to know.
Okay, yeah. So okay. So this also we haven't like the first year. I think the first year after I left school, um, I just did whatever I wanted. There was no structure. I just did whatever I wanted, literally whatever I wanted. Then after that, we started putting some structure. Okay, if I like, for example, um, Rubik's Cube. So when will like, how much time will I spend on doing that? Um, how will I practice? What are my mediums of practice and stuff like. We started building the structure slowly, and we are still building the structure. And so yeah, I don't know how to say.
Sure. So that does answer. Thank you
It
so
has
much, Krishiv.
so many fights, debates, arguments.
Sure.
I will say this, he will say that. Okay. So yeah, it has been very interesting, you know, even today.
Sure.
From that day to even today. Yeah, but there is, I would say, in all that juggling, one beautiful thing is that the communication. The bridge is really very strong, where we can communicate anything. We can, yeah, like can pounce on each other, and yeah, then it is nothing like my way or his way, but we have one common way where we start walking again. So yeah, but that has been very interesting, I would say. As parent, this communication, having this strong bridge of communication is something which I would dedicate to, the gift of this journey, I would say. If you take any physical, mental, social, emotional, or any aspect you say, we can talk on that anytime, any day. And if we say that let us spark right now, I do not want to talk. So everything comes under that umbrella of communication. But yeah, this structure has brought that opportunity to have that communication bridge very strong. And yeah, end of the day, yeah, we could bridge that, we could make that structure. And yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sure. Thank you so much. It's beautifully how beautifully you shared about having that strong bridge of understanding amongst the two of you, wherein we
Yes.
can talk about everything. I think that's really beautiful and so precious
Mhm.
for the family, for the community, the smallest community
Yeah.
that we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So structure won't happen in a day, or I think it is an evolving journey. Even today, we come up with different structures. But yeah, it is better than before. But earlier, when I understand where you are coming from, because if I go to those many years back, I was also struggling that, "Acha, how will it happen?" The first year I remember that, okay, how will it happen? Because I really did not know what to do. I knew what not to do, but what to do was a question actually. So yeah, but it will evolve. It's just that if I say being with ourselves, and listening to others, and again I would say support of community, which has really helped us a lot. I would say.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
All the best to both of you, especially
Thank you
Krishiv,
so
for his
much.
journey onwards. Wonderful.
Bhaval, did you, madam, I hope I got your name correct. Did you
Yeah,
face any? Yeah, okay. Did you face any opposition from the family itself? Maybe the father, the grandparents, or somebody?
To my to grandparents, like yes, that was a shock. Gradually, they came in terms, like, but somehow it was not so much of opposition from the family, neither from surrounding areas. I don't remember that. We were troubled in that case, but gradually, like, if we are coming or going out in the morning, when we were living in a city area, like we were in a flat system, and in the lift, people will come and ask that, "Acha, aaj school nahi gaya kya?" And then
That is always a very long conversation.
so then gradually, I think even we had found out that what answer to be given. Even he would say that, "Acha, today I did not go," kind. Or even we could gauge that, "Acha, whom to answer what kind." So to few people will tell that, "Acha, he doesn't go to school." Then I would get a stare that, "Acha, then what about 10th and 12th when he was really quite young, senior KG age?" And then I would say, "Don't know." Then again, a better stare. So yeah, but not much. I don't think that was like any unpleasant, would say. Nah, nothing like that. And even from family side, I don't see anything which was really harsh or something. Probably uh, people around had that trust. I say I don't know, but I don't remember any such thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you both are lucky.
Yeah, literally, you're very lucky. That was what I was going to say.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to little move the discussion back to CoVersity. To us, this is 1 hour we are dedicating to CoVersity. While, yeah, meaning there can be, I'm sure, a lot of questions. And as I said, Bawal has been there in many of the earlier meetups, so you can catch up on recording. So let's coming back to the whole idea of CoVersity and little. If nobody has a question, I'll at least talk about it. I'll take that opportunity. Is to offer the youth like Krishiv and many more the option of building their own or creating their own journeys. And I'm using the word journeys, just like how Krishiv used right now. This is my focus area because we all evolve, we all change. Some of us continue in one field, some of us visit many fields as we grow. But the whole idea is that, hey, can I design it? Can I create it? Can I live it? And as Bawal, I think in many ways mentioned that it is the very doing of something with that focus, with that energy itself is so growing and enlarging to oneself. And I think that's the core idea of CoVersity. So whether you follow that particular passion later on, it just doesn't matter because now you know that I can crack anything because I know I can deep dive into anything and build it on that. So that's the whole, you can say the big strength of CoVersity, where the big strength is you as in the individual, not some institution, some mentor, some some curriculum, some structure. No. All of that are there. Meaning, just like in our life, all those structures exist. I can't go on road and drive anyhow I want. But the fact that I live my life, I decide, the very act of making a decision, then following up on it, putting work on it, struggling through it, figuring out, failing, sometimes succeeding, mostly failing, or struggling, or putting in more and more effort, and I'm sure all the other masalas that goes with it. So that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea to offer to the youth. And we are very consciously saying the youth can be from anywhere, from cities, from villages, from any part of the socioeconomic spectrum, or any part geographically. We are trying not to, though a part of it would be at the campus, because that's important that we all get together and work as a cohort, and that energy between the different members of a cohort when they kind of physically live together and work together and I remember these guys when they were here, they would work late in the night and call it photosynthesis. I don't know how they came up with that name, but the very ulta of working in the day, they call it photosynthesis, and they'll work late in the night and get up early 5 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, that energy is so amazing, and at least I was around with them, and I said, "Oh, I have nothing to do, which is great, which is awesome," because these guys are totally full onto it. So that energy, when we see in the youth, and I see it in every youth, it's just a matter of meaning inviting them to lead themselves. That's what CoVersity is trying to do. So I'm specifically talking a little more about it because I'm in a way, let's say, putting a request forward to this whole group. If you have children in that group, that's great. You can consider, or at least show them this option of CoVersity. Even if you don't have children in that age group, you may have relatives, friends, neighbors, anybody actually, even a stranger that you meet on the street. If you think that, hey, somebody would be interested in or would love to go on and create their own journey, then you can put in a word and we are there to take it forward with them. So why I'm saying that, because we need all this, let's say, awareness. At least let's make the world aware that there are options of how you can create your own journey. Whether you do it that way or not is immaterial, right? At least the option, because otherwise people don't think too much in terms of that. So yeah, that's my, let's say, I'm just requesting from the CoVersity side. And in fact, we have named it CoVersity, trying to create a generic category where the idea is to get together as a group, as a cohort, and then kind of create your own universe, so CoVersity. And the idea is to create a generic category, and different cities, different groups can hence start literally running or organizing their own CoVersities. So we are calling as Aarohicoversity. I'm sure more people in future can create their own CoVersities in their own forms. So that's also an open invitation. Anybody feels that in Hyderabad, Mumbai, wherever, such CoVersities should exist, and people, the youth, should be invited to explore it for themselves. That can also. So I'm sorry, long spiel. I'm just grabbing this opportunity. Yeah, we are still there for some more questions. Krishiv and Bawal are also there. Thank you for listening to me.
May I ask a question once again?
Sure, Shal.
Yeah, so I'd like to know, as in how, if right now there's a child who's an open learner who's coming to my mind, and she's very, very focused in terms of design, and she's into the creative side of things, beside sharing talents, beside being creative. So there's a possibility that she might want to explore something like this. So how do we connect somebody to you so that this can be taken forward?
Well, we can start with just a quick WhatsApp to this number. That is one option. So this is the Aarohi WhatsApp number. I'm putting it again. You can obviously visit the CoVersity website. So I'm writing that down also. Also, people can call me or Preeti. Pranav, can you type out Preeti's number while I type out my number? I'm assuming, is Preeti there in the call? Yeah. Preeti is also there. Yeah. So you can call me or Preeti to understand it more. Yeah. So connecting with us is absolutely we are there. We are there to talk about it and see how we can. Yeah, that's the whole idea. Somebody is so that I would look at it as three categories of people. Like Shalu, you talked about somebody who's already into design, is already excited about one thing. So that though is like given, this CoVersity is definitely there. Yeah, but there could be some other people who may not even know their, let's call it their interest. They may say, or they may know, but they may not have really worked on it. So they may say, oh, how can I start? And that's the beautiful part, that whether you know your interest, or you know and have worked, or you know and you haven't worked, doesn't matter. Everybody is welcome, right? And the way it works is, suppose I don't know my interest, the way it will work is, for one cycle of 6 months, you will take up any one interest and invest yourself fully into it. Yeah, whichever you think is your interest. And even if after 6 months, let's say you review and say, no, I don't, I think I want to try out some other interest. But those 6 months, one is you have explored one domain deeply, and two, you have explored and grown yourself deeply, which is the bigger benefit, I would say. Because as I said, the domains for these youngsters are all open. The world is now totally open. Literally anything can be professional. Right? Can be a profession and can be professional. So that's the whole idea. So that is why I say that irrespective of what are their interests, if there are people in that age group which would like to more live their life in that sense, design their own life, and they are most welcome. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, thanks. And they need not be open learners as well, is it?
Not at all. Not at all.
So it's quite. Okay.
It isn't a,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
you can start your open learning journey with CoVersity. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sure,
So people
sure.
could be, youth could be somebody who has given, let's say 10th, or given 11th, or given 12th, because it's 14 to 21. So it could be, and it could be something also that they could deep dive for a year. We call it deep dive year, right? Somebody can say, okay, I've done 12th. Now I want to just take a year and deep dive into at least a couple of things, explore myself, explore a couple of interests. And then if I want to go back to, let's say, college, I can do that. So there is no, issue like that. So that's also a possibility of looking at, okay, I want to give myself 1 year to explore at least 1 or 2 domains very deeply and explore myself, basically, and grow myself. That's the whole idea.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, anybody else has, maybe we can take 1 or 2 last questions and then we can close for today. So if anybody has a question about CoVersity, about to Krishiv and Bhaval for their journey, or for me, for the CoVersity concept. I think Krishiv mentioned that we are also doing a 1-week-long camps, so 1 camp in March, 1 in April, and 1 in June. So if people are not familiar with Aarohi, or not familiar with open learning or self-directed learning, and they want to experience it for a week to see, hey, how does it really work? This is obviously for 14 to 21 age group. Then you're most welcome. So there are 3 camps and the details are there. I've just posted the link to the website there. So we're calling it as boot camps. And so people can join in for a week. That's at Aarohi campus. Yeah.
So I have a doubt regarding the bootcamp.
Sure.
So like I am coming. So is it like, what time, is there any specific time to reach at the campus or something?
Yeah, all those details would be given to you once you kind of register for that. So there will be a registration form, and once you register, there will be.
Just carry as if it's
Where will you get the registration form? Is it there on the website?
No, now that you have shown interest, you have come here, we'll give you the registration form.
Thank you.
basically we want people to come to these meetups, discuss, ask their questions, understand about CoVersity, and then we send them the link and they can register for the camp.
Are you sending the link or something?
Yeah, I will send it to you. Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
conveying the idea is to, people register because they're serious about it. That's the only reason. We are not just putting it out in the open. Yeah, that's the only reason. Yeah. But thanks for asking, Akansha. That can actually helps others also. Okay, so maybe we can pause this meeting here. As I said, just a reminder again that we will be there every Saturday. Next Saturday, we would have another CoVersity member sharing his or her journeys. So you can meet another. I don't know. I don't feel like calling them children. They're like professionals. Another professional or another Krishiv. Kind of. And yes, hopefully with one of their parents at least. So you can interact with them next Saturday also. So yep, we can for now sign out and connect with us if you need, and do spread the word about CoVersity. And yeah, thank you. Thank you, Krishiv. Thank you, Babal, for your time. It's always
Thanks.
exciting to hear
Thanks,
both of
Krishiv.
you.
Thanks, Rawal.
Yeah.
Thank you, Krisha. Bye, Ratnesh.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank